So, fake authority is driving your best workers out. Let me ask you something. Who actually runs your shop? Um, the plant manager isn't there. Not on paper, not by title, but in reality. Because I've been in manufacturing long enough, you already know the answer. It isn't always the same. So, before we go on, if you've seen this happen in your shop, and I know a lot of you have, hit that like button, subscribe, share, and especially share this video. Because this right here, this is one of those problems that doesn't get talked about enough. But it's driving people out of the shops. And stick with me at the end, because I'm going to give you my honest take on why this keeps happening and why it's costing shops their best people. Alright. So, there's something that happens in a lot of small shops, and it usually shows up when leadership step away. Plant manager gone, maybe they're in meetings, maybe they're out for the day, maybe they're handling something off-site, and in that gap somebody fills in. But not always the right person. You start seeing people from front office, HR, quality, they get the big heads. Maybe someone who has authority on paper but not on the floor. Step into that space. Then they start making calls, giving direction, correcting people, changing priorities. And here's the problem. They don't have full visibility of what's exactly or actually happening on the floor. They don't live the production side. They don't see real-time issues. They don't understand the flow. But in that moment, they're acting like they do. And the operators, they feel it immediately because the direction isn't consistent. Now the expectations shift. Now things that made sense yesterday don't make sense today. And when that happens, people stop trusting the system. Now, let's talk about the people it hits hardest. Your experienced operators, your trades guys, your setup people, the ones who actually know and keep things running. Because those people, they're the ones that can see through it instantly. The decision doesn't make sense. They know the direction is coming from someone who doesn't understand the work. And when they get corrected or overridden by someone like that, it doesn't just frustrate them, it disconnects them. Because now it feels like their experience doesn't matter. And when experienced people feel like they don't matter, they don't stick around. They leave, and when they leave, they don't just, they don't always tell you why. They just go somewhere else and when they're disrespected. Now let's layer another piece onto this, because this is where it even gets more damaging. You have situations where leadership has had problems before. People know it. The floor knows it. They've seen the behavior. They've seen the decisions. They've seen the impact. But upper management, they ignore it. They look the other way. Maybe it's easier. Maybe they don't want conflict. Maybe they think it's not a big deal. But the people on the floor, it's a big deal. Because what that tells them is we're aware of the problem and we're not fixing it. And once that message is clear, not the worst ones, the best ones, because the workers always have options. They don't stay where things don't make sense. They don't stay where leadership isn't aligned. They don't stay where they feel overlooked or overridden. They move on. Now, here's part a lot of shops get wrong. They think they have a labor problem. They think nobody wants to work. We can't find good people. There's a shortage. But what they don't ask is, why aren't people staying? Because finding people is one problem. Keeping good people, that's a leadership problem. And when you've got inconsistent authority, unclear leadership, and people stepping into roles that shouldn't be in, you create instability. And people don't stay in unstable environments. Now, I told you at the beginning, I'd give you my honest opinion. So, here it is. When the wrong people are making decisions on the floor, the leadership allows it to happen. That's not a small issue. That's a structural problem. But leadership isn't always about titles. It's about clarity. It's about consistency. It's about making sure the right people are making the right decisions in the right situations. And when that breaks down, everything else follows. So if your shop is, losing experienced workers, if your turnover is high, if your culture feels off, you might want to look at something most people ignore: who's actually in charge when it matters, because that's the real question. It might explain everything. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you seen this happen when someone who shouldn't be running the floor starts making decisions? Drop in the comments, because I guarantee you're not the only one. And if this hits home, hit that like, subscribe, share this video with everybody, because the more people that see this, the more shops might actually start fixing it. And I'll see you in the next one.